Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to my comments video on the 25th of January, 2025. We're running out of January. We're already almost through the first full month of 2025. A 12th of the way through the year already. Do you believe it? And I'm going to talk about the weather. In the next 10 days, I don't see any issues with wind. Yay! All right, people are cheering in Quartzsite, and the temperatures look good. High is 67 today. We dip down Tuesday just below, or Monday just below 60 to 58, 59. Then we do a gradual climb over the week up to almost 70 degrees on the 4th. And definitely by the 8th, we're at 71 degrees. We have either a little bit of cloud cover, but a lot of days with just big fat suns. So it's going to be good solar weather. The lows look like 40 to 43 degrees average. Right now it's 43 and it's 6:04 a.m., which is a far cry from, I think it was yesterday, it was 29 at about 6 or 7 a.m. So we're pretty happy here in Quartzsite, Arizona, out boondocking in the desert with the weather coming up. And we're closing the big tent week. This Saturday is the last full day at the big tent. Sunday they shut down and close everything down at 3 o'clock, and it's done until next year, until January 2026. So comments. It's been I've been pretty upset by a lot of the negativity in the comments and a lot of attacks on the channel, and that seems to have gone by the wayside. Knock on wood. I don't have any wood near me, but you know what I mean. One thing I wanted to address, though, there were a few comments on saying that I'm violating First Amendment rights by deleting comments. And I'm sorry, guys, that's just not true. That's not the First Amendment. That has nothing to do with the First Amendment. The First Amendment is with regard to the government censoring what we say, not a YouTube channel or a private company. The First Amendment doesn't apply. And I think it would, if I just left those terrible comments out there, I think it would degrade the quality of my channel, especially the people that go in and read comments. It's just, people say some pretty awful things. So that's all there is about that. Yesterday's positive news video was Lonely Fish. And it was how a species of goldfish respond to interactions with humans. I thought it was a good, interesting story. And Topaz Farmer Travel says it was a nice story with a little heart there. Christy Lena, and then there was the day before, there was Dad upturns his life and career for son. And Christina says went above and beyond for his child. And that was probably recently one of my most popular positive news videos, where Dad quit his job, quit his career, and went in pursuit of a treatment for his child's extremely rare disease, and met with some significant success. The next one was a big one, guys. Does anybody know Matt's RV reviews? Matt does reviews and walkthroughs on RVs. And he does every time he does 3 things I like about this RV, 3 things I don't like, and he evaluates the bathrooms, the toilet, and he's very charming, energetic. I haven't been able to get enough of him the past few years, and he was here at the show this year, and I got to interview him, and it was like I was a real fanboy. And he posted on here and he said, "Amazing meeting you." That meant a lot to me. Thank you, Matt. There's no way. He's got give you an idea of the size differential. Travels with Dottie has 7,000 something subscribers. Matt has about 250,000 subscribers. So it's kind of like comparing a lemonade stand to Coca-Cola. So, but thanks for taking that time. I love that. That reminds me, I was in Tyson Wells yesterday, not feeling very well. My hip was really hurting me, and I had Dottie with me, and I was going to film the whole thing, and I just couldn't walk anymore. And I hid on a chair in the back of Deborah's her display where she sells her books with Frugal RV Gal, and a woman recognized me and came up and said she'd been watching me for a while, and I gave her a sticker and everything, but I could get up, I guess, but I didn't get up because I was in so much pain, and but I did get her a sticker, but apparently I wasn't as welcoming as I could have been. So if that was you, I'm really sorry about that. It's a big honor when somebody says to you, "Hey, I watched your channel and it's meant a lot to me." So if that was you, I'm so sorry. I hope I run into you again so I can make it up to you. Niker, where's that? NJ Kermy. Enjoy your videos. I agree. No political stuff. There's enough out there. Isn't there? There's enough. There are places to go for that. Enjoy camping in your travels and more of Dottie. Got to check out those e-bikes. Frigo Jim, thanks for answering about that navigating at night. I'll practice that before I get there. It's tough navigating out in the desert at night. LW Billings blue shirt. I love it. I used to have two, and I had to throw one of them away. It was kind of falling apart. So I have like a bunch of navy shirts. I think this is navy, and black shirts, and then one light blue shirt I wore yesterday. Good clean living. Just say your channel isn't political, and if you, Rob, want to talk politics, you'll start another channel. Otherwise, when you accidentally trigger political response, you'll shut that down and attempt to avoid in the future. I, for one, watch yours and other channels to escape the politics of the day. Thanks for that. I also like the blue shirt. Yeah, I learned my lesson. Greg Miller, you can't win talking politics. Not worth the hassle. Enjoy your videos. Thank you, Greg. James, I found your channel a few weeks ago. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll keep watching. Jim from Minnesota. Nancy Lowe, she did a comment where she says she went through the big tent and I guess found a bunch of prices she felt were too high, and she said, "Sorry, Rob." I'm like, what does that mean? She said, "I was saying sorry because you are in charge of pricing." I guess that's a joke. She knows I'm not in charge of pricing. Because you found such great deals, I failed, and it was not the same as you have found. I was not trying to be negative. Also, the container said they were the same brand. I didn't buy them because I was unsure, but they were packaged as the same. Just an FYI. Yeah, just because I think I'm getting a good deal on something and I'm talking about it on camera doesn't mean I'm right. I don't do a ton of research when I buy stuff in the big tent. And the big tent isn't really known for a place for deep discounts. And keep in mind too, I'll remind everybody, I don't take free stuff I don't take free stuff to promote businesses. I don't do that. I have reviewed free stuff in the past, and I stopped doing it over a year ago. I think the last one was a year ago. Wiki Up Rat, good morning, Rob. I hearken back to the carefree good old days of yesteryear when all the people complained about was your hairy shirt and which way the camera was pointed. Yeah, I long for those days too. The big complaints were you have too much dog hair and cat hair on your shirt, and stop showing your face when you're driving. We want to see where you're going. Those were the two major complaints on my channel, and I long for those days. Thanks for pointing that out. That's funny. LW Billings, on the chickens and eggs, I live in town and they allow up to 6 chickens. I have 4 girls. I never thought I would love everything about raising them from chicks to adult. They all have such wonderful personalities, and I love the attention I give them. Right now, they're free range in a fenced-in yard and have a nice coop to roost in at night. with going full-time RVing, I wondered about having them with me. I did see a video about a woman who has a mini farm she travels with. I'm surprised it doesn't attract the coyotes. I can't remember what her channel was called to ask her more about that. Do you, by chance, know who I'm talking about? No. Does anyone know? That seems amazing. I would love to watch that channel. James Donovan says, I just enjoy your videos. Keep up the great work, Rob. Thank you, James. Ken Gray, a nice story about engagement, and that is a Lonely Fish video. Anything that helps to positively stimulate an animal is a good thing indeed. And Slim Pickens, this is a, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, these comments are all on my comment video. Okay, there's a bunch of them in a row. Starting with Slim Pickens. Good morning, Rob. To me, your channel is a learning channel. Enjoying following a guy like you, showing what it's like to be in Quartzsite, showing day-by-day activities. Thanks to Dottie and George. They have a cool dad. Well, thanks, Slim. Ken Gray, nice comment today. I hope the bad ones taper off soon. And they seem to have. That's good. David Dresdow. Birds, notably wild as well as domesticated cattle and humans. I think he's saying other animals that kind of thrive on human interaction or benefit from it. Katie Oak, I watched several YouTube channels which no longer exist because they got tired and were way too stressed out from rude comments. It's just not worth your mental health to deal with it daily coming from all sides. I am not on Facebook anymore because of how rude people can be. It's just not worth it. I hope you don't get to the point as I'm enjoying your content. I don't think I will. I think I'm getting more and more disciplined to just go ahead and hide the person from the channel and not engage and not answer and just move on. The Wandering Reseller, mad respect. Thank you for the free therapy, even though I don't like taking things for free. I'm wondering what I said that was he considered therapy in my comments video. I can't imagine. Eve Carrington says, I'm really sorry you're having such a hard time from people leaving comments on your channel. I appreciate your content, although I know I'm not your target audience. I enjoy your relaxed look around Quartzsite. Someone else has said that too, and I always wonder, I'm not your target audience, meaning you don't RV, you're much younger, you're much older. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't think it's important though, is it? Angela Johnson, my first time commenting, but I've had breakfast with you many times in recent months. Love your videos. I've learned so much from you in your first day in our first day in Quartzsite. Keep up the good work. Well, thanks, Angela. Chuck Brewington, this is on Super Fun Day with Friends. That was the long form video yesterday. Good friends are a blessing. You're a fortunate man to have several. Good Clean Living, is there a video on your history with Deborah Dickinson? I know you've mentioned you've known her for 30 years. Haven't heard about the origins of friendship. It's not enough to do a video or even a short. It's pretty simple. We both lived in Dallas at the same time 30 years ago and shared a circle of friends. And we knew each other back then. You know how you have a circle of friends and some of them you're not real close with, but you know who they are and you hang out with them. That was me and Deborah. We didn't know each other well, as opposed to now we're very close, but that's how we met. Just run of the mill, common friends. Let's see. Grand Flash Herb. Okay. I know the question doesn't apply to RVers, but as a fan of your channel, I truly value your knowledge, wisdom, and advice on all things. Excuse me, involving Quartzsite and Leposa. This is a long one. So for me and anyone else in a similar situation, I ask you this question. Wow. If someone is coming to work a couple of months in Quartzsite and only had an SUV, a plastic patio chair, an old charcoal grill, and a tent, which of the three available in Leposa sites would be commonplace and not out of the ordinary to kind of blend in and keep under the radar? From looking at the YouTube aerial footage, I would guess the best spot would be toward the entrance to Leposa North, or I think this would be another question. They have 2 vault toilets, one across from the host station and another south by 500 feet. The final question is perhaps one or more of your comrades would have more experience with, but without any fancy solar or inverter gadgets, where in Quartzsite might be the best place to do a daily electric charge of phone and electric charges without getting much pushback for not spending a lot of money while there. Thank you in advance for any tips. Okay. So let me answer the second question first. I haven't heard a lot about people using electricity for businesses. I would think it would be pretty much frowned upon. I would ask for sure, and you might get a yes, and that would be perfect. The library has outlets, and I don't know what rules they may have on it. Again, I would ask, but I have heard a couple of times people saying they charge things at the library. So go ahead and check. You can check with any local business and see if they have but I would ask for permission. Now, as far as where to camp, yeah, it's very commonplace. And in the LTVAs, if you buy a permit, either an annual permit or a 2-week permit, car camping and tent camping is allowed within 500 feet of a vault toilet. And what results is a community of people in those kinds of rigs around the vault toilets. And I have a viewer here that comments quite a bit that I visited a few times over by a vault toilet. And he's been very happy all season with the people he's met in the little community that's developed over there. All right, George Rainier. Rob, deep breath. Just keep doing what you're doing and look forward to watching you every day. It's my therapy. Love your channel, George. Says need to read this aloud. Okay. Pro tip: if you don't want me to read your comment, put the "don't read the comment" in the first sentence. So I'll probably read that out loud and go, "Oh, I'm not going to read the rest." But if you put it last, it's not good. No good. RV Life, glad to know you're not perfect. I'm not sure what that's referring to, but you're certainly spot on in that observation. Renee Slater, having friends that are close and have your back is such a special thing. Happy for you. Ken Gray, so glad you had such an energizing day. Good friends are very hard to come by. They are. Quartzsite Comments, Virginia Hankey, the kindness that you exude in your channel is also reflected by your choice of friends, and I find that to be very genuine. I wish they were my friends. I don't blame you. I'm glad they're my friends. Jennifer Rose says, Hi, Dottie. Hi, Rob, Dottie, and George. Keep doing what you're doing on this channel. I enjoy your commentary. We were snowbirds for 10 seasons in Yuma. Used to go up to Quartzsite every year to take in the Big Ten event. Loved it all, especially Silly Al's Pizza. Good times. You bet. Silly Al's. I think I've been 3 or 4 times this season. Tim, my buddy Tim. Dottie dog must be getting her exercises. She was sacked out the whole time you were talking inside your trailer. Yeah, and it's early in the morning. Yeah, it's 6:21. Hey, Rob, Dottie, and George, it sounds like Bruce has been eating well the last few days. Gagooch, what does that mean? Bruce is my nickname for the recycle bin I put the nasty comments in. And Bruce was the nickname on set of the movie Jaws. It was the pet name for the shark. They called it Bruce because it was I think the producer or the director's lawyer was named Bruce. I always thought that was funny. Pamela Noel, great life philosophy. Thank you. Community is more important than stuff. Find your tribe. You bet. Terry Sager, thanks for your videos and your calm demeanor. I'm not sure if this was the video where you found the liquid insoles. Would you post their website? I'm also a big Deborah Dickinson fan, and I did post the website for her. It's massaginginsoles.com. So I was doing what I just did a lot on that Super Fun Day with Friends video, and Wayne says, Rob, this is Wayne. I have something to give you that'll help you out. Water. He's probably right. It really was just dust. There's so much dust out here. Jasper, Rob, you're an angel for helping Deborah. Well, thanks, Jasper. Rita Osborne, Thank you for helping Deborah Dickinson with the Battleborn batteries. God bless you. So I think there are a lot of these praising me for doing that. Let's talk about that for a minute. I gave my friend Deborah 2 Battleborn batteries, which on the surface sounds like, you what? Those are thousands of dollars. You're so generous. Okay, here's the real story. The real story is those batteries. I have a big battery bank, and told recently it was 600 amp hours, and I started building it over years, starting 4 years ago. And with the plan and a schedule to rotate out the older batteries and buy newer ones, because they lose about 2% of their capacity on average every single year. So I had a plan to, I had my 2 older batteries were a 4-year-old Battleborn battery and a 3-year-old Battleborn battery. I was going to take those out of the lineup and replace it with a big, Losagy is the brand name if you care, and it's a 300 amp hour battery, which is and the prices are coming down so dramatically. And I happened to get an amazing deal on that 300 amp hour battery, so it was always the plan. So there are ways to contribute to the nomad community. In one way that my 2 good friends that I was with in this video, my friend Jim from Canada and Daryl, what they do is they are really good with solar and mechanical things and fixing stuff and installing stuff. They're brilliant. And that's how they give back. In the day, I just took my old batteries and gifted them to Deborah. They started their day together, and they did a job for my friend Judy. They did a job for my friend Barb, and they did a job for me. That 300 amp hour battery, they installed that for me. Then we went from there, and they took the 2 batteries I was donating and installed them for Deborah. All in all, the 2 of them put in probably 5.5 hours each doing things for others out here, and they won't take money. You can try all day to shove money in their face, and they will not take it. They just won't. They won't take it because it's their nature to be helpful. And I can't help that way because I don't have those skills. So often when I replace stuff that in the stuff I'm replacing isn't broken and it still has a good function in it, I contribute by gifting that to other people. And Deborah gives back to the community in more ways than I can count. And in particular, to me, you guys know I'm a licensed counselor, and people often ask me, well, you're a counselor. Who do you talk to when you're struggling emotionally? And my answer is I talk to Deborah. Deborah keeps me straight. And it's invaluable to me to have her. And she does that for, I don't know how many people in this community. And she's been giving back to this community for like 10 years. So I'm saying all this because a lot of people are making a big deal out of me giving these batteries to Deborah, and it's among the smallest piece of generosity that was in that, right? Just how easy is it to say here to something that I'm going to dispose of anyway versus 5.5 hours of labor. All right. So the ones that really deserve the accolades are for what happened yesterday are Jim and Daryl. Donna West says, one thing I know for sure on finding your way back after dark. Can you guess how I know? Do not make your turns based on where RVs, travel trailers are parked. Even if they look like they're there for the season, people move or leave regularly. Yeah, don't use RVs as a landmark out here. You can get screwed pretty easy because it's like, oh no, it's not the same. Robert Baller said, "Hey, Rob, great video on many levels this time for sure. I think there comes a time when we see how fortunate it is to have people who truly care about you. No judgment or hesitation to help provide whatever you can to make things better. To experience that in my life has been a blessing." And and motivates me to live up to the same standards that you and other YouTube friends and Nomad show every day. George and Dottie have taught us all well. The combination of loyalty and kindness is tough to beat. Thanks, Rob, for staying true to your channel. It represents a unique brand that we enjoy, but it's also a great bit of a life lesson. Well, that's really nice, Robert. Very thoughtful. Monica Duffy says, "Sorry, I couldn't find the video. Can you tell me again the mobile mechanic here in Quartzsite phone number?" I don't know it. Sorry. Let me look and see if did I take a picture of his business card? Let me look through here. I'm really sorry about this, guys, because if I don't do this right at the moment, it won't get done. I really thought I took a picture of his card. Oh, come on. Well, I got the card for the guy that pumps out the black tank. That's not what he asked for, though, is it? You know what? I'm sorry. And off the top of my head, I don't know where that video is either. You know, I do at least one long form a day, so it's hard to tell. All I can say is, yeah, it's just not here. And I thought I had a picture too of his truck. If I run across it and I think of it and I can remember, I will. I'll say so. I'm sorry. Let's see. Lauren Kean. Thank you for helping Deborah. God will bless you for your gift and grace of helping a senior solar woman. Bless you, sir. Well, thanks, Lauren. I'm a senior, too. Lisa Roth, one of the beautiful things of meeting and getting to know fellow nomads is it never stops. Because of Deborah, I met all of you. Because of you, I met Jim and V and Daryl and Bob and Kathleen and Herbie. I'm sure this list will get bigger as time goes by. I feel blessed. That's my buddy, my campmate, my sister, Lisa. FSD at the lake. Hey, Rob, great video. I think this is my favorite one yet. There's no greater feeling than helping others when they need it. You are fortunate to have such loving and supportive community around you, and they are equally fortunate to have you. I say that friends are the family we choose, and it looks like you chose well. Congrats. Well, thank you. Dr. Nina M. Gaglucci, PsyD. This is a PhD level therapist, psychotherapist. Thank you for being so generous to Deborah. I've watched her grow over the years. I'm so happy you could help her enjoy her life. I'm sure she'll pass it forward. May you two have loving kindness. You now have a new subscriber. See you down the road. Thank you. Kate Kramer, thanks for the video. You have great friends and you're a great friend back to them. Bless you for gifting your batteries to Dee Dee. That's Deborah Dickinson. I call her Dee Dee a lot. How thoughtful. Dana White says, thank you for helping Deborah out with the batteries. I think these are new subscribers because Deborah, I haven't seen the video yet because I was working yesterday, but she did a video and I think she was thanking me in the video. I need to read that later today because I'm working this morning. I got a couple of things this morning and then I'll have time to do that. The life and times of crazy something. Thank you so much for helping. I say something because it's cut off on here on my little phone. Sorry. Thank you so much for helping Deborah with the battery. She was so thrilled she cried. Telling how thankful she was. You're a very good friend. Pamela Johnson, Rob, I just frickin' love your channel. You're smart, funny, and easy to look at. Oh, what a compliment. Thank you. Just saying. Hugs to Dottie and George. Thank you, Pamela. Lorette Tato I don't know. Loretta Terpstra? Did I get that right? I keep saying this. It's hard when all the screen names, it's all letters running together. Great video, Rob. You're blessed and are a blessing. Thank you for helping Deborah in the time of need. And like I said, I think a lot of these are Deborah followers who saw her video who came over here. And thank you for doing that. Naj says, hey, Rob, that was kind of you to give Deborah Dickinson the Battleborn battery. They are not cheap. It is so beautiful how our community helps each other out. If everyone was like that, this world would be a much better place. Cotty Wample, my buddy out there here in that I visited a few times out here in La Posa South. I'm having an interesting first winter in Quartzsite. The tent wind thing. By the way, a new tent is on the way. On Wednesday, a Class A backed into my SUV, dragged it sideways in 2 directions. Car is drivable. The guy's Class A end cap detached from the body, and he damaged his tow rig. Hey, we still have a few months left this season. So I am certain, I think he sent me an email with more detail. The guy's insurance company is paying, so he's good. I just wanted to say I've really noticed more this year than any other year. I'll be sitting here in my rig, and a giant Class A towing a trailer will go by me and be within 5 feet of my rig. That's no bueno. Don't do that. Don't drive close to, if you have a big rig. I don't so much care about people being close to me, but people in giant rigs being that close. I have solar panels on the ground. I'm a little tiny trailer. All it takes is a moment of distraction. Go around, folks. Give some room, and that's why this happened. Is someone was going too close, and really screwed things up. Mary Lamb says, Rob, I've been lurking about watching your videos for a couple of weeks. This one topped the chart. I've been a full-time nomad for 5 years, a veteran. Caravanning with my son, who shares much of Deborah's challenges. This journey has also saved my son's life. You so eloquently express the greatest gifts of the nomad community. I look forward to crossing paths with you soon. Cheers, Mary Lamb. Travels with Dottie. Surfin' Dodo says, hey, Rob, that is so generous of you to gift Deborah your batteries put to good use. Naj, I never thought fish were social in that way. I know they travel in schools, but I thought it was for protection. I guess fish can get lonely too. There you go. Bonnie Giacalone. How did I do? Thought of you today. Got water at a Prima water station in Thomasville, Georgia. 50 cents a gallon. Shared your thrilling, great value water experience with the folks behind me. I said, man, Rob would not like this price. Laugh out loud. Your story is shared in South Georgia. Let's refresh. There's another one. 24 minutes ago. This was on Super Fun Day with friends. Very cool. Love how you all support each other out there. That's from the Dusty Cats Travels. And that is it today. And 33 minutes, kind of middle of the road. Thank you for watching, everyone out there. And I appreciate the nice, kind, and friendly comments. And remember, it's okay to disagree with anything I say. Please just be polite about it. And often I learn new things. I find out I am mistaken about things, and I find out from you guys. And to me, it's always a joy to learn new things. So take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.